Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Monday. And on Monday, we do coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations with the Biz Chicks. I'm in the studio with my friend and partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we are the Biz Chicks. So we suggest that you sit back, relax, hydrate, and join the conversation. We always have an engaging topic that we know will stimulate your imagination and your growth. So, with that, we're going to get this party started. We want to give a shout out to everybody listening in the clubhouse. To those of you watching live and on the replay, we say welcome, 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 and thank you for tuning in. Fran, what you got for us today?
Oh, increase. We're going to talk about increase today. Uh, Mainly recognizing and managing increase. A lot of times we have thought about, we got into business, we started the business, we're working the business, we are uh, doing things to increase our revenue, to increase our sales, to increase our reach, to increase our uh, engagement with our clients. And I'm wondering, do we really recognize the increase that we've made? So Terry and I have been doing Biz Chicks since 2013. It is now 2022. So what does that mean? There is an increase that has happened. We have had increase. We've met some new friends, like Alexis over here, and we've met new friends. We've learned new things. We've increased our learning. We've increased our wisdom. We've increased in many, many areas. And I'm saying, do we recognize increase? You understand? Sometimes we think, oh, nothing is happening. Well, if you turn around and look, you've come a long way from where you started. There has been evidence of increase. Now, sometimes increase happens. Hey, Jerry, good morning. Increase happens, but we don't notice it because if it was increase in funds, if Coach Karen was here, she would tell you this. You may have made some money, but then you also spent it. You had some increase come in your business, and the money has come in, but it went out. You got the increase you were looking for, but you utilized it. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't have used it. It just means that you did get increase. You had more than what you started with, and it didn't cost you your reserves. So you didn't take out from your reserves to take care of whatever it was. The increase came, you didn't have to touch what you already had in the bank. So increase happened. It just sometimes we don't see it. And one reason is that we don't track it. So how many of us actually track our we do our expenses for the month, projections for the next month, and do we actually sit down and see it? We're so busy doing it, doing the business, that we sometimes we don't do that thing I call the eating our vegetables of business, where you have to sit down and actually do the financials. Sit down and look at the books.
Okay.
And knowing that something did come in.
Joyce is right. Yes, so true. She says, you're right. And she says, no, she doesn't. I track mine on a spreadsheet. I track the expenditures. When something goes out, I list that. And when something comes in, I list that, because for a long time I felt like I wasn't making money in my business because I wasn't tracking um, the financials. And once I started tracking them, I could see that there was a profit coming in.
Right. And so we always want more profit or more increase, and that's fine. But I think we see more if we managed it better.
Mhm.
Say, for instance, um, there was a service that I was paying for, a subscription to do some video streaming, which cost $900 a year. And so I just decided, okay, I don't want to pay this anymore. And that forced me to think of a different way of still getting that stream out,
Mhm.
but not pay $900 a year. Jerry has a question. She said, so you put it on the computer, Terry?
Yes, I put it on the computer. I did. And
Because,
every once in a while I just take pen to paper too. Because it's just, I'm just tactile like that. So
right. And the pen to paper could just be pretty much a list of you writing out what came in
what went
for the
out?
month of June and what went out.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be a
Really?
daunting task. And Mark has a comment here.
Mark
Mark
says,
says,
go ahead.
if you desire greater increase, create a discipline where you note it. I often recommend a prosperity journal. Nice.
Mm.
Begin noting all forms of increase, found money, rebates, things that you were going to buy that were suddenly on sale, when a friend buys you lunch, etc. You will suddenly find that the increase begins to multiply. That which you focus on, you get more of.
Mm.
Thank you so much, Mark. That is exactly it. We don't recognize the increase sometimes.
Mhm. Jerry says, thank you. That's good, Mark. Mhm.
Right. So seeing it, I like that. I'm going to write me a prosperity journal. Thank you, Mark. I will take that as my aha moment tip of the day, a prosperity journal, because if I can write that down when funds come in, and it's not so tedious as a uh, you know what I mean? It's more mentally pleasing to write a prosperity journal than to do a
Budget.
budget sheet. Is that anyway? Writing it down and knowing that you got increase. I like it. I like that. And you begin to see it all around you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just seeing the fact that there is increase around us. Okay, I got pears in my backyard on the tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
They haven't come in yet, but they're going to be in. We got grapes too. So, therefore, I don't really have to go out and spend money on pears and grapes.
Correct.
That's increase.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like I said, when I eliminated a subscription that I wasn't using, that was increase because now I'm no longer expending that out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, uh, returning something to the store or whatever. There's so many ways of generating increase if we just take time to look for those.
Mm.
So we
Now,
need to go ahead.
I was looking up some synonyms for increase,
Okay.
and they come along with words like boost, access, development, assertion, incorporation, markup, interesting, spread, step up, breakthrough was among them, gain, hike, increment, inflation, merger, surge. We're always talking about power surges. um, Entitlement, upsurge, upturn, extension, step up, swell, spread are amongst the words that can be used to describe increase.
There's one word, increase can happen in many areas.
Mhm,
Increases in your resources, increase in good health,
mhm.
increase. We can take increase and almost attach it to any aspect of our lives. Now, I don't necessarily want to increase in my waistline,
Indeed. Mhm,
but having an increase in better health means I won't have an increase in my waistline. Matter
mhm.
of fact, I will have a decrease, but the increase is I'm looking for, I'm just going to be on the lookout instead of not noticing, because this is goes back to talking about, Terry, about when we don't notice uh, the wins.
Mhm. When we don't celebrate the wins, yeah. We don't
Notice it or
don't
celebrate it because we
yeah,
so focused on not,
what we
you
don't
know,
have, that
right.
we do not um,
Celebrate what we
acknowledge
do.
the wonderful things that we do have. And I'm telling you, if you have your health, eh, that is such a win. Oh, Jill from Breathing Space. But before we get to Jill, I want you to read this from Mark, so we'll do them in order, okay?
Okay.
That's okay with Jill. Okay.
Mark says other forms of increase never pass a penny on the ground.
Mhm.
See, I saw that because that's one more cent than you had before, and in your mind you're just like, ah, that is nothing. Then you're shutting down, I believe, other seeing other possible increase. If you want more prosperity, receive it.
Mhm.
I always stop, pick it up. Thank you, God. I'll take some more.
Mhm. Mhm.
Do you understand that? Receive it. I always stop, pick it up, and say, thank you, God. I'll take some more. Often, when I'm paying bills, I give thought to all of the people that money will feed, assist, etc., and
Mhm.
how blessed I am to be able to pay it and contribute to the well-beings of others.
Yes.
Isn't that an absolutely major shift in our thinking about bills?
Mhm.
Most people dread the bills. Ah, I gotta pay the bill and rah rah rah. But you get to contribute to the betterment of someone else when you pay the bill. Mark is always over here keeping us.
And I like that, Mark, because I tend to do that too. I like to flip the script when I'm, doing things and try to look at it through a different prism.
Mhm.
Sort of like this glass, just look at it differently. How's the light going to shine through it today? You know what I mean?
Right.
And each time something shines through there, it looks different. It catches a different prism. Oh, look at that, you know. And so I love this, the fact that we can look at this so differently.
That
Now,
we're able to pay the bill.
yeah,
You
it's
could
a
not
blessing.
be able to pay the bill.
Grandma
Come on.
said it's a blessing to be able.
Hey, Shanu.
I tell you, my grandmother had such wisdom to have only finished the fourth grade. And she used to tell me all the time, Terry, don't let your education exceed your intelligence.
Right.
You get some common sense. Okay.
So Jill says,
Mhm.
good morning. I like the words you both shared: upsurge, swell, and increase.
Mhm. Mhm.
And Jerry says, I always pick up the coins on the ground.
Mhm.
And then Coach Karen says, good morning, ladies. Make more money Monday.
Yes, indeedy.
Uh, and
Jerry.
then Jerry says, yes, always give thanks to God that I am able. And then
Mhm.
I have a comment here from Shanu. She says, the penny on the ground. Thank you, God, for the abundance that keeps showing up.
I love it. I love it. Coach Karen says, Mark, that was my dad. He used to have a jar with money found in his dresser. I carried it to many stores with the found money. That's interesting.
Okay. Did we have a comment? Was that Alexis was going to comment?
Yeah, I was gonna say that that if it's either penny or anything on the ground, you'd be surprised how by the end of the year how much you have accumulated just from doing that. Nothing else, like just picking up things when you find it. I have a friend, she goes, those little games and stuff. Or any place where people put like leave change in there. She goes in there, she got $250 in a year from just picking up pennies that she saw, going through like little, where people may leave change in like the little compartments or little machines, like vending machines and stuff. $250.
Wow.
How much you could do with that in a year, just from that.
Thank you.
I mean, so be thankful for them little things because I go by what the Bible say to the more is given. So you pick up that little pieces, that's just gonna accumulate your abundance as it goes. And it may not just show up in that little 250. You'd be surprised, like, damn, I'm always finding pennies somewhere because you pick up the ones that you always find. You know what I'm saying? So, that was just a thought that occurred to me. Thank you. That how you can those little things accumulate and build up more than you thought it would be.
Thank you. So the little things add up to more than you would think it could be just by just picking up the pennies. And Coach Karen's dad put money, let's do that. If we all did that,
Found money.
Found the money that you find on the ground, you take it, bring it home and put it in a jar. And Alexis was talking about a lady came up with $250 in 1 year, just picking up the little fragments and remnants that's hanging around, money on the ground. But if you say, well, I'm just going to leave it on the ground, it's too much trouble or whatever, then what are you telling yourself? Is that a signal that you're sending to yourself about increase, that it's too much trouble to put in the
harvest? Are you unwilling to harvest? Even when it shows up at your door, and all you have to do is take it in the kitchen and put it away.
And pick it up off the floor. And I have a jar here in the house. I'm gonna get back on my job, Mark. Thank you very much. And just began picking up the little fragments. This, I think that this was we talk about increase. We want increase, but when increase show up, do we want to participate?
Are we even willing to just harvest? We didn't have to plant. We didn't have to do nothing. It just showed up. It's like, oh my goodness. Can you at least go out and bring it in?
And I have the feeling that as you pick up the pennies, maybe you start finding dimes.
Well, do not despise small beginnings.
And Mark has another comment here. He says, if you are praying for more prosperity and you pass that penny on the ground, you are canceling the order. When you ask, be open and ready to receive.
I love it.
So you asked for more money. The more money came and you stepped over it. And so you just canceled the order. Wow.
That is something for the smart money class. Did you cancel the order?
And how many times have we done that? Okay, so the insurance company sends you $1.86 because they overpaid you, and you won't cash the check.
No, because you don't think it's significant.
Right. Mark says you do find more A couple of years ago, I found a dime, then $5, and then $100 bill, all within 1 week while walking.
Mm-hmm.
But you had to be faithful with the penny. Pick up the penny.
Karen says to tag on that, most
Most
are
people are
afraid.
afraid to receive.
Mm-hmm. Just food for thought. Okay.
And then Coach Karen says a lot of people don't even realize it.
Yeah.
I remember Coach Karen telling the story about the lady who she was making increase in her business. And I mentioned this earlier, that she was making increase in her business, but it was going out the door. It was coming in, but it was also going out. She was actually increasing. And so even though we're getting it in, we also have to manage it well. And you have to track it for the business sides of things. And like Mark said, having that prosperity journal and being thankful for the whatever comes in. I really think this was a really
It was a great conversation.
right. It was a necessary conversation. I'm saying necessary for me because you all reminded me of some things that I can do to be cognizant and aware of the increase, and be grateful for the increase when it comes, and don't despise, oh, it's just a penny, and don't despise that.
Yes, and the other day, when I was out walking, I picked up a penny, and I had to actually scrape the asphalt off of it because something had melted up against it. Don't be afraid of the harvest. The harvest might not be spick and span clean. You might have to get your hands a little dirty during the harvest.
And the harvest is going to require more work than the seed planting part of it.
Exactly.
You got to do a little bit more work, but you cannot despise the little that you were getting with the
small
harvest.
beginnings. Mm-hmm.
And that's the test, perhaps. Do you really want this?
Well, the word is what you do with little, you'll do with much.
So if you despise that, oh, it's just a penny, you'll never probably get to the thousands or the hundreds or the thousands that we want.
Or when you do, you will not manage it correctly. You're so used to not having and letting stuff, slide, that you'll either give it all away or squander it because you don't have a plan. These are things you have to have a plan for everything in your life.
Or you just didn't recognize that it was increase that you asked for. So here today, we got a really good lesson from Mark and others in recognizing increase, recognizing it. I'm like, oh, that's increase. I asked for more and I got more. It's also a change of attitude. It really is a change of attitude. I asked for more, I got more. Okay, now I need to be thankful for more.
And have a plan for the surplus.
And have a plan for what I'm going to do with this.
Mm-hmm.
Am I using this to save up for something? Am I going to use it to maybe give into a charity of my choice? But the increase needs to be managed. Like, what are you going to do with it when it comes? Mark has another comment. He says, an integral part of increase is also being mindful of how you're increasing the good, prosperity, and abundance for others. Money, as an example, is congealed energy. It only has power in circulation. Otherwise, it is simply paper. As you give, so shall you receive, because we are all one. When you are paying for something, see the money circulating, feeding others, and returning to you compounded and multiplied. Now, see, nobody talked about that in all of the money books that I have seen. Mark Ward, I don't know where your book is, but it needs to be
because this is a valuable concept that people need to get, because they say, oh, visualize this, but you painted the picture for us that will begin to spark our ability to envision things. Do you understand that, Mark? This is the difference in your comments than those from the books that we've read and the different things. Because what you're saying is we need to visualize cash flow, because that's why they call it cash flow, because it needs to move like a river.
Not be dammed up in your pocket or hoarded up someplace. It needs to be moving. Shanu has a comment here. She says, at the gas pump, thank you, God, I am able to pay for this gas, and thank you for increasing what I have put in my tank.
There you go.
And then she says, the energy of money, a book worth reading. I don't know what Mark's book is going to be called, but in addition to the energy of money, Mark, you have a way of explaining things that we can get it and now apply it.
Yes.
I was like, oh, you do good. We know that we're supposed to do good, whatever comes into our hands, right? We know this, but you just put it in such a way that if we want to increase, we got to be mindful of increasing somebody else.
Well, think about it as a body. If the blood is not flowing through the body, there is no life.
Okay. Something is going to die.
Okay. So he's saying, if it's not flowing, if it's not circulating, he says it's simply paper, and he would be correct.
Yeah.
So he says, when you are paying for something, see the money circulating, feeding others, and returning to you compounded and multiplied.
Right.
Wow, that's beautiful. Because God is a multiplier. That is just beautiful.
Yep, he is. And then we're learning how the multiplication, right? We're learning.
Yeah. Money is an example. Money, he says, as an example, is congealed energy. It only has power in circulation. It's like blood. It's no good if it's not circulating through the body. People can't benefit from it.
So the conversation we're having today was managing increase. Managing increase. How do you manage or recognize and manage increase? Recognize it. And I think Mark covered a lot of points today. Coach Karen, okay, today is money. What did she say it was? Money, make more money Monday. Jerry, I agree with Jerry. It is a great conversation today. Karma Dodd, welcome to Biz Chicks. And let me see, he or she had a comment. Let me see if they're still in the room. Okay. So, Karma Dodd, welcome to Biz Chicks. What do you have to say on the subject?
Okay. Hello, guys.
Hello.
What's up?
Okay. Well, we're talking today about recognizing and managing increase, and we're just about to wrap everything up. So welcome to Biz Chicks. Thank you for stopping in.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, interesting. managing increase. I think the first step in for managing increase. Don't look news.
Oh.
Yes. News is very bad for money and future and my everyone people money, right? And to step in for managing increase, I think read very very high books. Read the books until understand different books.
Okay, so getting out and reading different books on the subject. Okay.
Everyone understand different subject.
Okay.
And three step, I think travel. Traveling in the world can help everyone to understand and managing increase.
Okay. Well, we gotta end our show here, but thank you for taking the time to stop by the BizTix room. Appreciate you. Okay, so
Coach Karen has a comment before we go.
Okay, Coach Karen says, I had a client. She got an increase in salary. I told her to save it towards buying a computer. I wanted her to write out the whole story of this activity because it was an exercise she desperately needed. She fought me on this like crazy. The reason was she couldn't see herself purchasing her own computer. I know this sounds strange, but it was true. Why? She had always bought and then paid for her goods over time, doubling her expenses, which was keeping her in a poor state of mind and let's see. Oh, keeping her in a poor state of mind, but she's getting there. So she had saved up some money with and she could have bought a computer right out with no payments, because you do know that when you buy it on time or when you buy it, you're going to pay almost double you're almost going to pay double the cost of the computer. Mm-hmm. But if you had the mindset of I always got to pay something on time, not meaning pay the bill on time, I'm talking about paying it over time with use of credit, you're always going to pay more. And it's not necessarily a good way to do that. So you're not really enjoying the increase. But she had the money she got an increase on salary. Mm-hmm. And she could have put it toward buying a computer.
Yes. Now, wow. Did you see Mark's comment above that?
No. The congealed energy definition I learned from Maria Nemeth, who wrote The Energy of Money. Hey, Shanu and Mark read the same book. She does a much better job of dissecting these principles than I can. Not so, Mark. You can dissect these principles for your community, which is us. Mm-hmm. We got them from you. So when I'm going to say this for everybody who's thinking about writing a book and thinking that, oh, somebody else wrote that and they all said it already. They didn't say it for the community you serve.
Correct.
I didn't get that from her. I got the meaning and what
I got understanding.
I got understanding from Mark Ward. Mm-hmm. Not to say that the other person isn't
I say that to say that
capable.
time reading her book was well spent, Mark, because you added value to our lives because
Yes.
you had that information. I want to thank you.
I really want to thank you because I'm like, okay, my takeaways, prosperity journal and saving them pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, whatever I find, bring them in, put them in a jar, and and what's the word I want to say? Expect increase, expect increase, and manage it better, and have a different way of thinking about the increase that comes.
Yes. Expectation will not be denied. And Karen says, Mark, you're wise. And all you're getting, get understanding, people. And that's what you guys bring to the table. You help clarify, you help us understand better, and we value your comments, your reflections, and the fact that you are brave enough to share it with us. We want you to know it is very much appreciated, and we are going to apply the wisdom that you share with us. So
Yep.
I just want to take away the fact that it's a blessing to be able to have an opportunity to pay your bills.
I like that too. Man, that was a good one.
Mhm. And I'm not going to cancel the order when I see uh, increase that is not as large as I was expecting, but expectation will not be denied. So if I continue to expect, it will show up. So thank you today, everyone, as we
Mhm.
talked about recognizing and managing increase. When Fran brought this subject up this morning on the walk, I was like, I don't see increase. I don't know if I didn't even know if I would be able to participate in this conversation. But having uh, an expanded conversation about it has enlightened me, and I want to thank you all today.
And this is why we have the Biz Chicks community, because we help one another get a new perspective.
Mhm.
Oh, we can do this. Oh, I do have increase. Yes, we can get better. So thank you all. All right, for everybody listening on the Clubhouse, we want to say thank you for tuning in, and for everybody live on YouTube, Facebook, or wherever you are watching, thank you so much. We do appreciate your time. We invite you to become a part of bizchicks.net. You can just go to bizchicks.net, set up your profile in the community over there, because it's a great community with great people and we appreciate you. Or you can join BizChicks by texting biz to 33777. All right, we will
Fran,
see
do
you
we
again.
have any workshops coming up this week?
Every Thursday we will have a workshop. I'm not sure okay, let me tell you about this. I talked to a gentleman whose company is called Text Retailer, where you can put a product in a text message and get paid. The people can pay directly from the text message without it having to click and go somewhere else. They don't have to go to a website. They don't have to go to a landing page. They can buy right off of your text message. He is putting together a webinar for us. And if you are interested, please, please, please make sure you go to the BizChicks community and let us know that you are interested in that. I'm going to put it up in the community, in our communities in Heartbeat. So if you're looking, just get in there, and the
You're
webinar will
not
be in there.
lost if you end up on Heartbeat.
You're not lost. You are definitely not lost, because we've been perfecting our community engagement. So I think this would be really good, especially if you have a product or service that you're selling and you want to get it to the people that follow you.
Mhm.
They'll be able to interact with you immediately. No fluff, no nothing. Just if you got something like, hey, I have a summer sale on some shoes. And what this is going to do, we want to get you ready for Black Friday. You're getting prepared right now for Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And the Christmas season. So if you have already begun to build your list of people or your database, like TJ talks to us about all the time, where you built your community up and people who know, like, trust you and want to do business with you, if you've already set all of that up, you can offer them a coaching session, Mark Ward, or you can offer them a money management session, Coach Karen, or you can offer the holiday masks, Jerry Scott. There are different things that you can offer in there and send it out. People can pay you right from the text.
And then you just send them the goods or services.
Mm-hmm.
So so if you're interested in that workshop, remember to become a part of the community. Drop us a line. Let us know you're interested in the text marketing workshop that's coming up, webinar that's coming up on retail marketing through text messages.
Yep.
So with that, we want to thank you so much for your time, taking time out of your busy day. Oh, looks like we're missing a comment here. Oh, Coach Karen, thank you. She says, thanks, ladies. Thank you.
Yeah, and Mark said, thank you, Karen.
I cannot like your comments, Karen says, because they don't show up for me.
This
Okay.
is Facebook. I don't understand. Y'all both on Facebook. And
You know, we love Facebook.
Yes, we do. We do not despise small beginnings. So thank you all. We'll be back here next week. TJ will be in tomorrow. She and I will be talking about social media marketing. And I'm going to encourage you all to get her social media planner, because I know she has it. She's brought it back out. So get the planner. Okay.
All right, guys, we want to remind you that it's okay to make money in your business. So, so remember to go to the front of your own line. That's where you belong. And we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.